Alrighty. Whew. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's absolutely fantastic, lovely, curb stomping Ghalta Stampede Tyrant action. Oh boy, it's good. It's good. It continues to be good. I didn't really play much at all yesterday. Man, I was tired. But again, I'm using Commune with Dinosaurs, trying to just narrow down exactly what would be best for this particular list, and things might be pretty close, and it might just come down to preference, whatever you guys feel, whether you're testing out Commune, you go no Commune with Dinosaurs, something else that would increase consistency, and that's what it's all about. I was using the Fierce Empath there, and I still probably will at some point down the line, but the Fierce Empath to see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, one of the 4 copies, because 4 copies of this is not enough to see it as consistently as I would like. Again, many of you have seen, but if you haven't, there's lots of big dinosaurs here. The main plan, the best plan, is to just get Ghalta down. When she enters, we put pretty much every other creature from our hand onto the battlefield. They're all big. Tyrranax Rex, Carnage Tyrant, and they all have haste, usually because Regisaur Alpha or Palani's Hatcher gives them haste, but you win sometimes when you don't even drop this. You just have Regisaur Alpha, it makes 2 bodies, 4/4 and a 3/3 is pretty decent for 5. Palani's Hatcher, eventually that's putting 11 power on the board. Usually you lose an egg to Fatal Push, Fiery Impulse, that sort of thing. Nah, that's alright. There's not a lot of the early creatures though, again, that I rely on. That's the best point. That's probably the biggest point about this. You get to make a ton of mana with not a lot of that early stuff, and it is, of course, still absolutely a dinosaur deck. Sometimes you might barf a lot of creatures. They might not all have haste, unfortunately, but leaning into a dinosaur deck, having the 4 Regisaur, the 4 Palanis, everybody always attacking, it means we get to make use of Commune with Dinosaurs, which I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. Maybe for some lists that use a lot of non-dinosaur things, but at the moment it is 30 creatures. Every single creature in the deck, half the deck is a dinosaur. That is pretty fantastic stuff, and because everything is a dinosaur, Kaheera, always a fantastic suggestion. Many of you guys I know, you love her. Can't use it with Fierce Empath though, unfortunately. How often am I casting Kaheera? Maybe I'm going to be doing more stuff on turn 3. I just never bring it into my hand. It just sits there. Perhaps it could be a little bit better more often to free up this sideboard spot that Kaheera is taking and switch it out for something that is a little bit specific, some sort of specific hate, but for the most part I can, stomp and crush just about anything. I'm not scared to really face anybody. If it is a very fast deck, aggro and whatnot, I'll probably lose. If you're on the draw against something very fast, that's just how it goes. But sometimes I'm still fast enough. If they stumble a little bit, buys me just enough time, dropping Ghalta, maybe, Carnage Tyrant on turn 4. Castle Garenbrig, Sunken Citadel, paying for 2 of Castle's ability, plus 2 more lands. A turn 4 Carnage Tyrant could be a thing to buy us enough time. Don't care about the opponent's removal, anything like that. But if I want an earlier body, turn 3, that's the main thing. I've been testing that out a bit. Thrashing Brontodon, chill out is the name of the deck tonight. Chill out with your aggression, hopefully. Of course, Pugnacious Hammerskull, the lovely new addition, is a 6/6, but it is just a 6/6. And if Pugnacious is there kind of mainly to buy time, buy another turn, block, save myself taking damage, maybe I should just do Thrashing Brontodon instead. Still a very respectable 3/4 body, but I get a little bit of hate against artifacts and enchantments, which might not come in handy too often. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, of course, is that's very lovely stuff to do, but we have it. just in case. We have something that would buy time as Pugnacious buys time, but this also does a thing that could be useful. And then on the sideboard, Tranquil Throwback again. I still want to lean into that. Dinosaurs do everything. There is probably a dinosaur for everything. Some that you would probably be surprised about. My goodness. Oh, I go over them every other day pretty much. Sometimes every day. Back to back, just seeing all the different stuff they can do, be reminded of it. Mostly in white though. We got some interesting options in blue. The blue dinosaur, Benthosaur. Tidal Benthosaur. I'll have to do a little bit of a talk about it at some point, but it was good. And a giant Cindermaw. Yep. Okay, let's count the things we hate against. Life gain, Angels, MtG Explorer combo. If that particular deck can't gain life, it's not much of a deck at all, so there you go. That's good. Tranquil Throwback, Graveyards, Artifacts, Enchantments, gain life against aggro, and it's a body. Whew. The Exile Graveyard part, that's a kind of, well, it's rough. Oftentimes, people that do stuff with their graveyard, you want to interact with it at instant speed, and that's certainly not instant speed, but I think it's good enough to get me wins, a few more wins at least. So yeah, we're hating against all that. Thrashing Brontodon, Artifact, Enchantment hate. Super duper hate against that, and Back to Nature as well. I could probably trim it down to maybe 2 copies, but I hate 5-color Fires of Invention, and I've been seeing it a little bit more, and I really love this because it's like the I win card if you ever face it. Destroying all their enchantments, they play Leyline Binding, Fires of Invention, Enigmatic Incarnation, boom, nothing. They're all swept. You get that thing back from Leyline Binding, and sometimes they just scoop right there, which is extra good. Extra good. Flame Sweep. This would be 4 copies if Kaheera wasn't there. And Flame Sweep against specific decks, oh, it is good. I would probably want to see it just a touch more than having 3 copies. Up it to 4, see it a little bit more consistently. That fact could be maybe a little bit more valuable than having the 1 Kaheera. Bubble Z, it's nice, it's nice. Boosting everything, Vigilance, sometimes. I'm guaranteed to have something to do for turn 3 with 3 mana, or if I have 3 mana left over at any point, I'm going to have something to do, which is a very nice thing indeed. But yeah, Artifacts, Enchantments, Graveyards, Life Gain, Aggro, Sweepers, you name it, we get the job done. If it's anything that's a little bit slow, it's not super aggro, there's a pretty good chance we're going to smoke them easily, massively. Oh my goodness.
It's a trap!
No, well, it's not a trap. Ghalta, though, I had to mention, I wasn't using her, the original OG version, for a little bit there, maybe a few days, but I was just missing it. I added in a single copy, I saw it a few times, and I was reminded, yeah, no, this is a good thing. Sometimes in the past I've used 3, 4 copies. Oh, it's good. It packs a punch. We got Thrashing Brontodon, Topiary Stomper, some early Dinosaurs. So it's a pretty good backup plan. If I don't see this Ghalta or some of these big ones, I can get this down pretty darn cheap. Maybe it's a Regisaur Alpha, and I've already had a Topiary Stomper out. I'm sitting at, well, more than 10 reduction. Ghalta is already down to just 2 green. Oh, lovely, lovely. And I can make quite a bit of green easily. Able to play 1 creature, maybe reaching that full reduction, and then play Ghalta afterwards in a single turn. A very, very devastating stuff. But I say, get right into it. A little bit late. We'll see how many matches I can get through. Should be pretty good. See what we face. The people that have been able to play more, the hardcore, super hardcore grinders, which I wish I could be, but that's just not the case. At least I can get to Mythic. We know that, and I think with this deck I'm going to get there even a little bit faster this month. But yeah, after the first few days, the hardest of the hardcore people, they've gone up into those rankings, and things could be a little bit more wacky. Maybe the people that haven't had as much time to play, perhaps they aren't as serious. I'm not saying they aren't as serious, but you never know. Oh, playing first. Good. Oh, beautiful stuff-ish. Well, maybe not. I'd certainly keep it. If it was a commune somewhere in here, maybe without the Ghalta. Turn 1 commune with the forest, basically guaranteed to grab that third land somewhere in the top 5 or draw it in 2 turns. So I'm digging 5 deep, plus 2 more draws, 7 in total. There's got to be a land there, but I didn't want to risk it in there. That got infinitely better. We got Sylvan Scrying. We know for a fact, guaranteed. Well, that's grabbing our third land. Keep it. Definitely. Maybe it's Azorius control. Hopefully it's Azorius. And Sunken Citadel. You gotta be kidding. That's like the dream of dreams. We have a forest, which is helping Castle... Oh, that's not a dream. Okay, never mind. Strict Proctor. This is Azorius Lotus Field. It's actually a very painful matchup. I do wish it was regular Azorius. Well, we'll just grab another Sunken Citadel. Pretty straightforward to set up for a very big Castle Garenbrig. At the moment, if I did draw a Tyrranax Rex, I could play it. I can make 7, so hopefully that's coming up. I can play Carnage Tyrant at least. That would hopefully draw out a sweeper. Maybe they don't play Teferi. Unfairy. Well. Wait, they didn't pay the... That's odd. Huh. Did they miss the trigger? They must have missed something. That was rather strange. Yeah, it's just too bad I can't pay the extra 2 for Topiary. We'll get Carnage Tyrant. We'll see what it draws out. Hopefully, I get something. Something good here. Hopefully draw land next turn. Play Topiary for 3. Crossing my fingers. Hey, at least Carnage Tyrant is safe. They can't target it. Ooh. Yeah, they're scratching their head. Oh, this is not fair. What? Wow. Things are just rough sometimes, but they're like, hey, that's not fair. The game is glitching. This person played Carnage Tyrant with 3 lands. That's pretty darn good. They might have... Oh, well, another Carnage Tyrant. That is extra good. I mean, I would imagine they have some sort of counterspell. Something to deal with Sylvan Scrying. I'm just going to play the other Carnage Tyrant, and well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they don't have a sweeper next turn. Yeah, they're like, oh darn, they're doing the one thing that brings them pain. Carnage Tyrant. They have these counter spells and all this removal, but it's useless. They could have a sweeper, but if they don't have a sweeper, they may just be dead. They're certainly going to be digging for it. But at the very least, the one sweeper would cost 4 mana or so. They'd have to tap both Lotus fields if they don't play another land, so maybe we could be safe. We still have to have an extra 2 mana, 10 in total, to pay for... Okay, well, that's not good. Maybe they don't have... whatchamacallit. Well, they're going to end our turn for 6 mana. Shoot, I forget the name. A blue spell, instant speed. That's on the tip of my tongue. We'll see it, if and when they play it here. They make us not draw a card. It's rough. Now they sweep, maybe. Oh, they don't. Okay, well, let's try for Sylvan Scrying. Hopefully getting something, but I imagine they're going to stop it, though. Oh, they don't. But we'll go with Cavern of Souls, because I like to have counterspell protection big time. And I did forget about Strict Proctor right as I played Topiary Stomper, so... Oh, hey, how's it going? Yes, good evening. On time to see me forget the Strict Proctor once again. Now, Do they have a Settle the Wreckage? We're about to find out. It's would have been rough either way. Ooh. Ooh, that's good. That's very good. They don't have much. Ooh, okay, okay. We're rolling in it. We could kill them next turn. If they don't have a sweeper, they have to sweep. Farewell, do it. I mean, they untap both Lotus fields, so okay. Well, maybe we can get the job done. Well, we're about to find out. It is pretty rough. A total of 6 mana with the 2 Lotus fields. They were left with an extra 2 for Thespian stage. Now they have three Lotus fields. Ooh. Well, cross your fingers, cross your claws, but I don't expect this is going to happen. The thing for blue. Okay. Okay. That's something. I know they probably don't have Settle the Wreckage. Gotta have removal for Regisaur, 100%. So it doesn't give everybody else haste. Gotta be. Or they do have Settle the Wreckage and they wait to use it until it's a lethal swing. I'm just going to do the swing, whether they have it or not. If I keep going slow, it's... Okay, wow. There you go. What a start tonight. Yes. I'm glad you were here on time. I'm glad a couple of you were here to witness that. I certainly wouldn't have expected it. Who needs Damping Sphere to beat Lotus Field? It's very good. And against Mono Green Devotion, which isn't very common. But Damping Sphere, artifact for 2. If a land would make more than 1 mana, it makes 1 colorless instead. So Lotus Field tapping for 3 mana with the Damping Sphere artifact, it just makes 1 colorless. But Damping Sphere doesn't really, I mean, you play it, they're going to use removal on it, they're going to bounce it. Doesn't really buy a whole lot of time. And Lotus Field isn't too common yet. If it was super duper common, like Is It Phoenix is, I probably would use Damping Sphere a little bit more. Okay, let's keep it like that. Pretty much. Again, I do lots of painful things, lots of can't be countered, pretty hard to be targeted with Carnage Tyrant or Tyrranax Rex. So game 2 against control, I could just keep it the same. I could keep it the same against pretty much anything, which is pretty sweet. In that hand, like I was mentioning with the first hand, it was 2 lands, but I didn't see Commune. So now we're going to use it. We're going to grab not that 3rd land. Oh, okay. That's awkward. Well, it's going to be a Topiary Stomper at least. Ooh, okay. 2 more chances. Oh boy. Oh, that's painful. 2 lands in the top quarter. Possibly, if we don't draw it, coming up here. That was 2 lands in the top 15. Yikes. It happens. It's not like it's a 0% chance. Land, you can do it. Oh, that's not a land. Just unfortunate there. Very rare for that to happen. I'll get rid of a Topiary Stomper. I wasn't going to have the extra 2 to pay for it anyways. Possibly could have just trimmed Topiary Stomper. Eager to complete the deck. Good. Glad to hear. Oh, yeah, you got to worry about Settle. Now, keep in mind, if you can give yourself hexproof with Leyline of Sanctity, possibly, I've used that in the sideboard. So you start off with it in your opening hand, it enters the battlefield, you have hexproof. Settle the Wreckage targets player. Target players attacking creatures get exiled. So if you have hexproof, Settle the Wreckage does nothing. They can't get you. Or if you just have something that stops your opponents from casting spells or activating abilities on your turn. That can also be quite nice. It would also stop Thespian Stage from activating on your turn to copy a Lotus field in preparation. But yeah. Your Gruul Spellbreakers, 100%. Gruul Spellbreakers would probably be the better thing. I've always loved Leyline, though, just to always have hexproof. And now I'm just curious when we get the third land, because it's getting crazy here. My goodness. We're done for 100%, but this is more like a science experiment. Okay, well, we finally got the land. Ooh, boy, there we go. Get that Thrashing Brontodon. Yeah, Gruul Spellbreaker would be good. Definitely. I like it against, I like Leyline of Sanctity against Mono Black Waste Not. If you have hexproof, a lot of their discard stuff. Oh, wow. You're protected. And Liliana of the Veil, her -2 target player sacrifices a creature, so you don't have to worry about Liliana of the Veil making you sacrifice a creature if you have hexproof. But even if your opponent starts sideboarding stuff specifically for a very nasty dinosaur deck at your LGS, don't worry, because you're still going to smoke them big time. Not like this, but you can't smoke somebody every time, all the time. You can't smoke a specific deck all the time. That's just not how it works. Even if other people might tell you that's the case. Kaheera, I guess at this point. There isn't much point of playing Topiary Stomper just to play it. Hopefully we get an extra 2, but my goodness, it is rough with the strict Proctor. It's nice if we can force it to block something. If they are going very low, and that's a last resort, that's certainly pretty good. The strict Proctor is the bane of my existence. It hurts me just because I do a lot of enter the battlefield stuff. Regisaur Alpha doesn't make a 3/3. Palani's Hatcher. Oh, excuse me, no eggs. Yeah, definitely. Cast the uncounterable Ghalta. Gruul Spellbreaker, 100%. Scorpion, how's it going? Hopefully all is well. All is not so well for this opponent. That first game, my goodness. But yeah, the uncounterable Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, a fantastic thing. And it's not a dinosaur, keep in mind. Ghalta can put anything onto the battlefield. So a Gruul Spellbreaker, beautiful. It's like Gruul Spellbreaker was uncounterable because it comes from the uncounterable Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. You have hexproof, no settle. If you don't have to worry about Settle the Wreckage, that's a pretty fantastic thing. And actually, it's starting to get kind of scary for the opponent. I don't imagine we'll be able to make much of anything happen. I'll try it out for a few more turns. Just kind of cool to play stuff, but I wouldn't expect I didn't even notice. I was having such a good time talking to you guys. I missed they have 2 Shark Typhoons. That makes me pretty sad. But you're at work again? Nah. Hopefully this is a bit of a bright light, but at least you're making money. Money makes the world go round, that's for sure. That discontinuity, okay. I knew we would face it. That's one thing I don't like too much. It's mostly annoying, but they casted our turn for 6, 2 Lotus fields. There you go. Ends our turn, so they do it at the very start. Before we draw a card, boom, done. They basically get an extra turn for 6. Pretty good. I'm wasting it. Another car this year, hopefully. Get a pretty good one. I've had mine for quite some time. It's almost 200,000 kilometers. Treated me pretty good so far. It gets me to work. I don't need anything too special. Colorful cardboard. Yeah. The green machine. I should take a picture of it at some point. I like the looks of this hand though. Castle Garenbrig going to be a source of green. Again, Commune, we don't have too many turn 2 plays. If it's a tapped land like it was there, we can use it pretty easily on turn 2 to grab Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant. Let's do it. Let's go big. Go home. Yeah. I'll take 2. I'm not too worried about their aggression, really. Get a Castle Garenbrig. This is going to be good. Maybe we can set up for something nice. I would expect a Sunken Citadel, though, coming up at some point here. Look at all those cards on the bottom that are not Sunken Citadel. We got to keep that in mind. Would have been nice to see it before. But 49 plus 4, that's 5, 8. Ooh, that's pretty far. 41, we're almost a third of the way through the deck. And we haven't seen one Sunken Citadel quite yet. Ooh, it's coming up, it's coming up. 76, okay, 76,000, that's pretty good. That's not too bad. At least we saw the thing we wanted to see. Yeah. Pretty respectable amount. Got the Sunken Citadel, though. It's going to be close. That's for sure. They have one Lotus field. They need 2. Plus, they have to tap Thespian Stage to copy Lotus field. They're going to wait for a window. They're going to think they're safe and maybe do it. They really want 2 Lotus fields as soon as possible. Hopefully that doesn't happen anytime. Oh boy, here goes nothing. I was really hoping for a Tyrranax Rex there. Let me think. Mine has started rusting pretty bad just because it is so old. Drive it in the winter. We love our salt. Yeah, I imagine different environments, cars made for one specific environment that can be pretty rough. Now, what's the good things we can do here? Well, we're going to make 6 green at the very least. That's pretty nice. Try and play Kaheera for 3. I just want to draw stuff out pretty much. Leave it there. See what happens. Okay. Hello, Rodrigo. How's it going? Hopefully all is well. Yes, back to this new year. It's going to be good. Very good. Oh, yeah. There's so much grit over here. Pretty much. It is kind of interesting. Places in the States as well. Texas sometimes, while it was very unfortunate, not a good situation what happened a couple years ago, year or 2 ago, with the deadly snowstorms and the power grid and everything in Texas. But yeah, sometimes when it's a really southern state, southern part of the US, it gets problematic. They throw their arms up, it's just a dusting of powder, and everybody thinks they can't drive. I would imagine maybe a discontinuity. Okay, well, we'll just play it. Again, I forgot about paying the extra 2, but hey, what can you do? Not a whole lot. Really should have just tried Palani's Hatcher plus Ghalta Primal Hunger. If that was potentially the best thing they would do. I just sometimes forget about strict Proctors. Oh, that's... I like that. I like that quite a bit. Huh. So it seems like potentially we could have got them there. They went with the Memory Deluge. Would have got a sneaky win, potentially. Sometimes I'm using that Dino. Hulking Raptor is pretty good, but sometimes I was finding it wasn't sticking around for me to get a benefit until it comes around to the start of my main phase, my pre-combat main phase, to add the 2 green. It was getting killed pretty often. Opponents were paying the 2, and I just was never getting ahead at all. So that's why I was kind of liking Topiary Stomper. It gets me at least one closer. It gets me a forest to help Castle Garenbrig enter the battlefield untapped. That's pretty lovely stuff. But how lovely could this be? Hopefully pretty lovely. Try for Palani's Hatcher at the very least. See what happens. But I imagine that's probably it. We got a sneaky and lucky win game 1 though, so I'm pretty happy about it. Definitely. Yeah, a decently high mana cost for sure. Converted mana cost of 3 versus 4 is a big difference. Just always having the Topiary, thinking, oh, when I had Hulking Raptor, and sometimes I used Topiary and Hulking together, but that felt like too much ramp. But I'd have 3 mana, I'd be able to play something, and I'd have a Hulking Raptor, and sometimes I'd have it in the back of my mind, this Hulking Raptor would have been Topiary Stomper, when I wasn't using both of them together. Oh, I'll play a Thrashing Brontodon, we'll try for that. But yeah, and just seeing how that felt. Whenever I have 3 mana, I could have played Topiary, I could have gotten ahead, and that could have made all the difference. It could have been Sunken Citadel, the first land, Sunken Citadel as the second land, Forest as the third land, play Topiary Stomper. See what we draw out at this point, even though I don't think we're going to be busting through, unfortunately. Wandering Emperor. Oh, huh. Interesting. They didn't want to preserve Teferi. Okay. Yeah, no Marauding Raptor, Huntmaster. Pretty crazy stuff. Mostly... Oh, that's a big thing. And I was thinking of making a separate video. More on the deck tech and stuff. Why I'm not using Huntmaster and Marauding anymore. Not that they're gone forever. But, yeah, that's a very good point. Thrashing Brontodon instead of Tranquil Frillback. Is Tranquil Frillback just strictly better than Thrashing? I don't think that's always the case. Thrashing Brontodon costs the same. A little bit tougher with the 4. Pretty good. But I don't have to have a minimum of 4 mana to do something right away that turn. I can play Thrashing Brontodon for 3 and I don't have to feel bad. Tranquil Frillback for 3 if I only had 3 mana. 3 for a 3/3 doesn't feel good. Never made me feel good. Always having to wait. It's like Tranquil Frillback is a 4 mana creature or a 5 mana creature, which I'll mainly probably use it for the graveyard hate, or just a little bit more artifact and enchantment hate potentially. But yeah, Thrashing Brontodon a little bit tougher. It can come down for 3 mana and I don't have to feel bad. That's basically it. Oh, Shifting Ceratops as well. 100%. Okay, let's see what they're going to do. Dream Trawler. Well, we're dreaming of winning. Oh, let's find out. At least they can't counter Regisaur Alpha. And they can't counter one more dinosaur that we play. We have an extra 2 to pay for Regisaur's enter the battlefield effect, which is pretty good. Hopefully they don't have that discontinuity. I could see that coming up. That would just end the turn. Regisaur Alpha would go off. I don't even know what to press for that. There should be a call to ambulance, but for myself.
This is a load of barnacles.
I forgot about that one on the second page. It is the OG. Yeah. Okay, I would imagine 100% we're done for here. I'll try playing Palani's Hatcher and Ghalta next turn, just for just cause. But it's pretty cool. We can make as much mana as we can make with Castle Garenbrig and 2 Sunkens. That's 6. Plus 2 other lands is 8. I can actually make 10. 10 mana. I would have an extra 2 for Ghalta Stampede Tyrant's enter the battlefield effect. So I could, draw a copy, play it, put Ghalta and Palani's Hatcher out, maybe make something nice happen. Now they have 5 Lotus fields, and that's certainly going to do it. But you never know. You never know. Might as well give it a go. All right, it breaks over. Yes, hopefully I destroy him. Yeah, after this one. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, hopefully that was a good explanation of why Thrashing instead of Tranquil Frillback, I was just always running into turn 3 mana. I wouldn't want to play Tranquil. I wouldn't want to. And then turn 4, especially with this deck, on turn 4 I could make 6 green, but with Castle Garenbrig's mana, you can't use the extra for Tranquil Frillback. It's not an activated ability of a creature, it's a triggered ability with Tranquil Frillback. Okay, let's stop the pain. Yeah, Castle Garenbrig's extra mana can't be used for Tranquil Frillback when it enters, and if I can make 6 green with 4 lands, I would probably want to be playing Carnage Tyrant instead of Tranquil Frillback for 3, and then maybe exiling the graveyard, something like that. Yeah, we'll leave Tranquil Frillback there for if we face something with graveyards, something heavily in the enchantments, artifacts, that sort of thing. Bring it in, complement Thrashing Brontodon, super duper hate against artifacts or enchantments. Oh, it is still quite sad. You could make good use of Brontodon, and keep in mind, if you have 1 mana up at least, and you have a pretty decent target for Thrashing Brontodon, the chances are the opponent's not going to use removal on Thrashing Brontodon, because then you just sacrifice it in response, you take out something good, and now they feel kind of bad at that point. Definitely came with a counter for sure. That would be good. But still, I do love Tranquil Frillback. I think it probably should be in all the time, just because it hurts a lot of different stuff. And this hand could hurt a lot of different people. Sunken to start Stomping Ground. We got 2 untapped on turn 2. Sylvan, grab another Sunken. The second Sylvan to grab Castle. And we're basically there. Oh my goodness. Well, is this another Azorius control? No Spell Pierce. No Spell Pierce. Don't. Oh. Okay. Is it Phoenix? Well, it wouldn't be a night without facing Is it Phoenix at least once. Well, I'm definitely going to go with Sylvan Scrying next turn. Going to be Sunken. If I'm paying 2 for Sylvan Scrying, I only have 1 left over, and that extra 1 might as well be the second Sunken Citadel, my land for the turn. Oh man, this is not looking good for them. And we drew Castle Garenbrig. Okay. Well, it just got better. We're now grabbing Cavern of Souls, and if we draw Tyrranax Rex next turn, we play it. Turn 4. Something that costs 7. How we're making the 7 mana. You can't Fire Impulse it, you can't Lightning Axe it, you can't Fatal Push it, you can't Shieldred's Edict, you can't make it get lost, and all of that. It's not a pretty sight. 7, 5, I'm just seeing what I can do here. What would be the best thing? Well, I want to preserve Palani's Hatcher. They would probably have removal. This looks like Dimir Phoenix. Sometimes they don't even have a source of red to get the Phoenix to hard cast it. They just focus on discarding all the time. I'm going to play at least 1 creature though, just to test the waters, maybe draw out a piece of removal, and then that means they're tapped out and I kill them next turn. Hopefully. Oh, I don't. Oh darn. Yeah, nuts. Speaking of nuts. That's too bad, but at least they're stumbling in the land department, which is, well, kind of good. Oh, that's odd. Maybe they have another Thoughtseize. But we were about to drop a lot of power. Mostly kill him. Oh darn, there's the Phoenix. Okay, oh. Fatal push. Good big creature hasty. Oh, that's still pretty good. Let's do it. I like it. 8 mana, but we got 14. 14 mana worth of stuff for 8. Surprise. Decent. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Mouse over all those lands. Scratch your head and wonder how that happened. That's too bad. Fortunately, they left Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. That's pretty good stuff. It might just die to a bitter triumph or something like that, but you can't fail to push Ghalta, which is pretty good. They're considering how they can get out of this situation, which, well, it's going to be rough. Oh darn. They have one Arclight Phoenix. That's going to be too fast for me. Shoot. Sometimes. Absolutely, sometimes. But sometimes the Phoenix goes off, they get, well, a couple Arclight Phoenixes in. So, oh. Too slow. That's what you got to do. Just stay positive. If the opponent thought seizes, don't get all flustered. If they thought seize and then they thought seize, sometimes multiple thought seizes in a turn. Keep in mind, that specific scenario is not super common to see 2 back-to-back or a thought seize on turn 1 and then they go 2 thought seizes on turn 2. A fringe case. It's hurtful. But they did go down by 6, and they might not have a whole lot left, and you still could recover. And Thoughtseize, what's something that it can't discard? A land. So you might have so many lands that you can make a ton of mana eventually. They see the potential, and they just have to let it happen. They can't get rid of Sunken Citadel, Castle Garenbrig, any of that stuff. So it's resilient to most hand hate, which is pretty good. But Phoenix, Tranquil Throwback, exile the graveyard. There we go. What would I trim? That's the question. Thrashing Brontodon. Pretty straightforward. Could maybe keep Thrashing Brontodon in. They're not really in red. Sometimes they do have a couple touches of red, just in case they need to hard cast the Phoenix. But okay as well. That's an instant keep. Oh my goodness. I love it. Cavern of Souls. Can't be countered. Hopefully we get the 4th land. Again, we might be running into some of that awkward scenario. But we got Topiary Stomper, fortunately. So, turn 3 Topiary, we at least get to 4 land. Oh, excuse me. Let's just do another Cavern of Souls because I feel like it. Just go Topiary. We get to the 4th land. Maybe they kill it. That's okay. Now at least we have that 1 extra mana. Tranquil Throwback gonna get the graveyard out of there. But how often do I have 4? Oh. Okay. They did that. Well, if they want to do that, I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab that Castle Garenbrig. We're going to set up a little bit. Get Kaheera for sure. We still might be fast enough. Eventually getting to Ghalta Stampede Tyrant there. Oh, okay. Sometimes that's how it goes. Maybe they assume in game 2 you've brought in the graveyard hate, so they just don't put the Phoenix in the graveyard. But certainly they had those Phoenixes to start, and it is just perfectly working out for them. Let me think though. Possibly, but I couldn't grab Thunderherd Migration with Commune with Dinosaurs and then Topiary Stomper. Sometimes I have 6 lands. I can make that 8 mana. One of the creatures that's put onto the battlefield with Ghalta is Topiary. Then Topiary has the enter the battlefield effect of getting a land, which is very nice. I'm going to pay the 2. We're going to get T-Rex. I like it. Hopefully they don't have a 3rd Phoenix. They wouldn't have a 3rd Phoenix. No. That wouldn't be. Hopefully I draw an 8th land and I'm still alive, and then I can go Ghalta and... oh, extinction events. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Certainly. Well, that certainly will do the trick. At least they didn't see my graveyard hate, but that would have been pretty flashy and special to get Ghalta there. Smoke them. I hope. Tranquil Throwback, gain some... nah. Rough stuff, rough stuff. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Yeah. You don't usually expect 2 Phoenixes like that. You think you have enough time as they put it in the graveyard. They play a Ledger Shredder, try to get the Phoenixes out, and that stuff. I like it. Good enough for me. 2 lands, at least a source of green, 2 untapped on turn 2 for Sylvan to grab Sunken. I would imagine they do something to it. You know what? Let's test the waters with Commune. Hopefully. Okay, just in case. I didn't think they would have a Spell Pierce. They see we're all about creatures, but you never... no 3rd land. That's rough. Okay. Sylvan Scrying certainly would have been better. Again, I would have figured I'd see that 3rd land in the top 5. Ooh, okay. Well, Sylvan Scrying hopefully is going to grab it, and we didn't miss our window to get it. Oh, phew, to get it off. All right. Good. We're rolling in it, kind of. Hopefully. But yeah, Thunderherd Migration. It is nice. Having another thing for 2. You get the basic land, you're ahead. Buy 1. Basically forever. Pretty hard to interrupt and do anything against that. Which is quite nice. Definitely. At least Topiary can't be countered. Maybe it's killed. Doesn't matter. Use removal on it. Basically waste it. Unless it is... okay. Bitter Triumph. Fine by me. We get our basic land. We can make 7. If we draw land next turn, they die. Think about that. If we draw land, they're dead. If they don't have a Thoughtseize. If they leave Ghalta Stampede... oh, they're dead if they... oh, that is so close. So close. But so far. I'll make as much as humanly possible. Might as well. Yeah, Palani's Hatcher. Let's get cracking those eggs at least. Buy ourselves a little bit of time. We have a bit of time. We're still at a very healthy 18. So I think it still should work out. Draw land eventually. Either we see a land, we see Commune, or we see another Sylvan Scrying to get what we need to smoke them. Hopefully. Treasure Cruise coming in hot. Have to spend at least 1, so hopefully they don't draw Thoughtseize off it. Ripping Ghalta, but still, we're going to be playing a lot of stuff next turn. Could be another Palani's Hatcher. We can make 7, so Palani's for 5, Ghalta for 2, Ghalta Primal Hunger, that is. That's also pretty deadly. Oh yes, but there is one instance, known stranger. That is a very good point. If it is Shieldred's Edict, you choose to sacrifice a creature, a non-token creature. If they're worried about something else big and scary that they would have to deal with, they might as well use it, because I just always sacrifice Topiary Stomper anyways, as opposed to the other big thing. If I have multiple things out at once, but yeah, if it's something like a Bitter Triumph or whatever, or a Fatal Push, I am pretty surprised, I must admit. However, can we smoke them with this? Pretty much. Make sure I'm leaving a red source behind for the other Palani's Hatcher. Does it make sense? I think so. It is a little bit more total power. A Palani is 5 and the token is 3. That's fine by me. Does this mean they're dead? Perhaps. Close enough. 22, 31. Oh, this is pretty close. Attack with everything but the egg. I certainly would imagine we're still... Okay, we got the... Yeah, other than Edict. If something makes you choose a thing to get rid of, usually it's Topiary. I'm not always at 7 lands, but... Again, sometimes I'm making the 8 mana with 6. Then Topiary is one of the things that's put into play. I get the 7th land with the Topiary entering, and I still get to attack with it there. Or Topiary being 3 mana. Castle Garenbrig making 6 on turn 4. I could play 2 Topiaries in a single turn, which usually that wouldn't happen much, but hey, we got the job done. Fortunately. I don't know if I like Grixis Phoenix. I think Izzet Phoenix is probably better. More consistent, maybe. I don't know. The egg or Palani's Hatcher? That is a very good question. Yeah. I guess one Palani's Hatcher had to happen first for all the other eggs. Oh, I don't know. A tale as old as time. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, technically it's pretty good. Sunken and Castle Garenbrig to start. It's the pair of lands, but we're going first. 2 chances to see the 3rd land, and this is a pretty awkward bunch of land. Okay. Well, that got better. Well, the new Fallout set, hopefully there's some dinos in the new Fallout set. I'll be crossing my fingers for it. Yeah. But at the very least, I'm looking at 6 green, turn 4, Carnage Tyrant. That's pretty good. Well, Sunken and Castle Garenbrig is 6-7. We could be seeing Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, hopefully drawing Regisaur or Palani's Hatcher at some point. Yeah. Hey, wouldn't be a night without a turn 1 Thoughtseize. That's okay. That's like breathing. Or drinking water. Something like that. Ah, nuts. They got rid of Carnage Tyrant. I really do wish greatly that I had more Carnage Tyrants in my list. And darn. But Palani's Hatcher is nice to see. Hopefully they don't have too many more Thoughtseizes anymore. Oh darn. Maybe they're going to wait for me to play some cheap thing that I drew that's not in at all. Stomp from Bone Crusher probably is the best thing they can do at this point. Oh, okay. Pretty good. The best thing is a Mutavault. I like that. No Fable. They had 3 mana. No Blood Tithe. Oh, no Blood Tithe Harvester. Well, I guess I'll just go with Kaheera then. Huh. I can't make 5 mana. I can make 7 green. I have to use the other Sunken, the red source, for Castle. I'm not left with a red source after that, which is kind of funny. I can play Carnage Tyrant, but I can't play... Okay, well, now they die. Okay, that's pretty good. So having Kaheera you can see this is one of those good moments where it means they die. Extra debt. Powered up vigilance, and keep in mind, Kaheera, the egg, is a dinosaur egg. We get to attack with it. It has power and vigilance. You would think an egg gets tapped when it rolls, but
Ruthless aggression.
yeah. Oh, shucks. You played Shieldred. Oh, that's so scary. That's the best creature in... that's such a good creature. Oh, darn. Whatever will I do? Watch... Oh, yeah. Watch out for the aggressive one, too. It is very good, though. Powering it up, get a little bit more damage. You get extra value from Kaheera, but not just Kaheera. It might be Domri, Anarch of Bolas, the Planeswalker. Gives all your creatures +1/+0. That's a very good thing. Something I certainly could use. But if you have cards, creatures, where it's multiple creatures in one, just gaining that extra value from all your creatures getting a buff. This Palani's Hatcher extra good because it's 3 creatures in one. Getting to attack with the egg or just powering up the egg is funny, but it also could be nice to maybe trade with a little creature. But mostly it is pretty funny. But yeah, that's aggressive even before being born. You know it's a good deck when the eggs themselves are just rolling right through the opponent. Shieldred was scared. It just stood there and did nothing. Most of us are scared of Shieldred and the apocalypse, but now it's a egg apocalypse. Cracking opponents wide open, taking them down to negative health or something like that. Do I want to do anything specific? Not too much. Regular Rakdos Midrange, Thrashing Brontodon, we'll trim that. Tranquil Throwback does similar things, but we get to exile the graveyard. So if they have Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, we could have Tranquil enter. We destroy Fable, plus we exile the graveyard to get rid of Kroxa. We do lots of painful things, set them back a bit in multiple ways, and hopefully that does the trick. Okay, should be pretty good. Sylvan Scrying, grab that Castle Garenbrig, hopefully getting to T-Rex at some point. Oh, a Thoughtseize. Oh darn. When have we seen that before? Actually, that would. Ooh. I might have to do that just for... Well, not just for the jokes. That's already pretty powerful, but vehicles themselves. And speaking of vehicles, as many of you may know, you can use Topiary Stomper before you get 7 lands. This is a very good target to crew those vehicles. I could see that being a thing. I just love jamming as many creatures as possible. A vehicle is not a creature. Increase the loveliness, the lovely potential of Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, just to put everything out. Make less painful moments, I guess, but there'd be room for vehicles, I think. Probably. Yeah. We'll grab Castle Garenbrig again. We can make a little bit extra with Castle, but you can never make extra with just a Sunken. Make extra with just a Castle. Next turn, we can make 6. We can't play Tyrranax Rex, unfortunately, but well, we have enough mana at this point. Hopefully, I don't get any more lands. Easily able to play most stuff. Fortunately, I have a few more basics. I was going to trim it down to 4 forests, which is pretty low. Quite low. Especially if the opponent has Field of Ruin. That's actually hurt me quite a few times. Oh, go blank. Well, I don't need either of those. Hey, if you have a bunch of lands, all right. Oh, Regisaur Alpha to boot. That is... Well, I kind of want Kaheera. Nah, we're going with Regisaur Alpha. Let's get better aggression. Get the aggression going. Okay. Tyrranax Rex next turn. Hopefully no more Thoughtseize. Maybe they just play another Shieldred now. Oh, that's no fun.
Dang!
Or just another Regisaur Alpha. That's a good backup. Yeah, sometimes you just go wide, you go fast. That's a pretty good plan. If they get rid of the other stuff, you top deck something with haste, or you top deck another big thing, and you just keep up lots of painful stuff. There's not too many weak little things that you could draw that wouldn't have an impact.
You have no power here.
Yeah, if you don't have any little stuff, which is very good for early acceleration, it's going to get you quite a few wins. But if you just don't have it at all, you're never going to draw it, you're never going to play it. You could top deck a land, you could get flooded, or top deck a little thing later on that really isn't helping you. Top decking another Regisaur, the first one giving the other one haste. Maybe Regisaur Alpha gives a Palani's Hatcher haste that you play. You get to attack with everything. Haste is the name of the game. Big power, name of the game. Go wide and hasty, the name of the game as well. Okay. Huh. That was pretty good. Maybe at least one more match here. I think it is my masterpiece. Oh, I do appreciate that. Hopefully you guys watching right now, later on, whenever it is, you enjoy it as much as I do. It's got to be the best variation I've done. It may not be the best way. It's good in its own ways, and something aggressive, would be good for different reasons. But now, if you don't care about the early removal and you get to the big stuff, that certainly seems to make sense. Who knows if there is an actual best way to play dinos. Maybe this could be it. You never know. Huh. Oh, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Some good action. If you're just saying hi, now if you were lurking, hopefully things have been good. Hopefully you didn't miss that action. But if you did, yeah, you got to go back and definitely catch it. That was good. Taking down Rakdos, not even breaking a sweat. Oh, okay, this is interesting though. I just love not having to worry about Shieldred. It drops. People are worried about trading with it. Oh, I play one creature, they play Shieldred. Oh, busting through that. I don't have removal. Boom, dead. You gotta love it. Absolutely. But what are we staring at here? It's up the Beanstalk, Ledger Shredder, Sultai, blue, black, and green. Oh, they got rid of the Fatal Push. Phew. Marauding Raptor was about to get killed, and I was going to be so incredibly worried. Hopefully Castle Garenbrig next turn. It would be nice to get Carnage Tyrant, seeing as they aren't doing maybe too much, too fast. Oh, Palani's, well, absolutely. You might think one is enough. No. And sometimes I see people doing 3 copies. You just want the haste as often as possible. And I've said it before. If you have 4 of one thing, sometimes it's, well, I don't know if gimmicky is the right word, but just do all 8. You're going to see that plan happen as consistently as possible. Certainly Topiary Stomper, we're going to be setting up big time. We might be seeing good stuff next turn. Either a Commune to grab a land, Sylvan to grab a land, or we see a land. And we get to 7. I mean, we will get to 7 with that other Topiary Stomper. If it is Castle Garenbrig, well, they would die. Castle Garenbrig as the 7th land. Plus 4, 6, 7, 8. Whew. Yeah, if they don't get rid of Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, they're dead. on the spot. They've got 1 mana left. And yeah, the pairing, which I have. But definitely nice to have redundancy. If they kill one of the hasty things, if you put 2 hasty things out, chances are, you're still going to be attacking with everything that you just dropped. Oh, very nice thing. Oh, treasure cruise. Oh, I guess it's up the Beanstalk treasure cruise. Draw a bunch of cards. Okay. Oh, they're dead. Ish. Almost. Oh, I thought that was Castle Garenbrig. Never mind. Okay. 6, 7. Do I need this untap? I'm just going Topiary Stomper. We're setting up for next turn, which will be Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. So hopefully they haven't done too much. We still have 3 for Kaheera, which is also very good. Maybe they're ready and waiting for a counter spell or a kill spell. We revealed Kaheera. They're thinking, oh, that's what they're going to play. I'm going to be able to counter it. I'm going to be able to kill it. I'm ready and waiting to get them. Surprise. Beautiful. Oh, no Thoughtseize. They have sources of black 2 at the moment with blue. Oh, murder. Murderous cut. Okay, this is Sultai Beanstalk Delve. Pretty cool. Very nasty. My first time I faced Sultai Beanstalk Delve. Delve stock. Bean Delve. Whatever I want to call it. I'm not sure what I'll do about naming it in the chapters quite yet. They have 2 left? Oh. I lost my last creature. Man, this sucks. Dead. Done.
You won! You did it!
That's pretty good. See you later. I just like killing people on the spot. They just do nothing. All vigilance, power, minus 34. Get out of here. Oh, Cavern of Souls, 100%. Jurassic World Basic Lands, yes. I've been wondering about the Jurassic World Basic Lands, but like you said, the Jumpstart Dinosaur Land, I think that's probably the best. The best forest that depicts dinosaurs, even though Jurassic Park ones, they're pretty good. If I was going to use one, it would probably be the mountain with the Tyrranax Rex in it. That's lovely stuff. We don't have a good mountain with a dinosaur, so that's definitely the best one. But yeah, Cavern of Souls, 100%. This is all dinosaurs. Starts off as 30 creatures, all 30 dinos. There is 0 drawback, basically 0 drawback of having Cavern of Souls. So I should have all 4. If and when I do face counter spells, I basically don't have to worry about it. Maybe you think you're safe with Tyrranax Rex and Carnage Tyrant. You might as well make everything else not be countered. No drawback. Sylvan Scrying. Maybe have a Sunken Citadel and a Castle Garenbrig. You're in a pinch. You know the opponent might have counter spells, or you see your window, they're tapped out, but you don't have Cavern of Souls yet. So you go Sylvan Scrying, you grab that cavern, you know you're safe for future turns to just keep dropping stuff. Now, if you see a window, grab that cavern. Watch out for 1 blue though. Spell Pierce. That's a bugger. Really should have brought in Tranquil Throwback, but if it goes to game 3, we'll do that. And also, speaking of Cavern of Souls, if the hate and the tech is attached to a dinosaur, as it basically always is, your life gain hate can't be countered, your graveyard hate can't be countered, your artifact or enchantment destruction can't be countered. All of that stuff This hand seems a little risky, but it's 2 Sunkens. Even if I don't draw a third land, something that enters untapped. Those Commune with Dinosaurs. Let's see if they have a counter spell. Hopefully they don't. Castle Garenbrig. We got. Okay. We're rolling in it. I can make 6 green with 3 lands, even if I don't draw a 4th one. Whew. Well, they have Shieldred's Edict. We did confirm Shieldred's Edict the previous game, so I don't want to have Carnage Tyrant enter naked, that's for sure. Yeah, we'll go with Sylvan Scrying. We'll get our forest. Well, Cavern of Souls, really. Castle Garenbrig as our land for the turn. We can make 7 green next turn. Hopefully seeing Tyrranax Rex, but drawing out those Shieldred's Edicts, though. We'll see if they're completely tapped out. If they only have 1 left, I know they can't Shieldred's Edict, which is pretty nice. Might try for... Oh, okay. Well, get rid of 2 Thrashing Brontodons. We got 3, so I'm perfectly happy with that. Next turn I can go double Topiary Stomper, which is... Well, that's pretty good. That gets me to 6 lands? Oh. Pretty decent. And that's another thing. Making the 6 green. If you have a bunch of stuff that costs 3, you double up on turn 4. Decent. Just get those lands. Get those lands. Oh. Discard. Whatever. Hopefully they don't have another go blank. I'm crossing my fingers. Hey, at the very least I do get to 7 next turn, which is pretty good. Pretty darn good. Oh, I jinxed myself. So this goes back to a little while ago when I was saying about... Yeah. No, I can't get rid of the forest. It's got to be Thrashing and Carnage. I want those Topiaries to be attacking next turn. But yeah, it goes back to the ley line of sanctity point. Entering, it's a ley line at the start of the game. We have hexproof. We don't have to worry about go blank. Target player discards 2 cards. Not happening. Very nice. We don't have to worry about thought seizes, go blanks, a lot of stuff. That's pretty cool. I guess we would have gotten that extra land anyways, but you never know. I had to make absolutely certain that we were going to get it. 100%. At least we still get to go Kaheera. Power up everybody, even though the Topiary Stompers already had Vigilance. We got them to 5 power, which means they threatened the Ledger Shredder, which is also pretty darn good. Possibly Trumpeting Carnosaur, while it can be targeted. Mostly I love... Yeah. I don't love having to sacrifice stuff. Yeah, that's rough. 1 Topiary Stomper, I think. But yeah, mostly Trumpeting Carnosaur. It could be maybe better in some scenarios, but it can be targeted. It doesn't have hexproof. It's a red creature, so turn 4, if I can make the 6 green with Castle Garenbrig, I couldn't play Trumpeting Carnosaur on some of those early turns. It is the same power and trample and all that good stuff, but other than that, I definitely still prefer Carnage Tyrant. A hard to deal with, a sticky threat is pretty lovely. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, I get to use it for removal. That wasn't happening too much, though. Yeah, the Discover 5 is pretty good. The odd time I have gotten a Regisaur Alpha or a Palani's Hatcher with that, but usually not. Yeah, definitely. The big thing is the Garenbrig. Keeping as many things that are mono green. I can make so much. And again, sometimes I'm playing Carnage Tyrant on turn 4, making the 6 green, and then Palani's or Regisaur on turn 5. It's crazy. Carnage Tyrant is the earlier thing than those. Whoever would have expected that. But just maintaining that mostly, and Trumpeting Carnosaur, it could enter. It could discover 5, but it could discover Commune with Dinosaurs or another Sylvan Scrying, which I definitely don't need. So I wouldn't really want to have a 7/6 trample that could be targeted, that, you know, often enough might not be having much of an impact. I'd probably choose something else for 6, not necessarily a dino. Maybe that did a specific thing against a couple specific matchups, helping me against them. Some creature that cost 6 green, yeah, it could be good. There's lots of potential. A Vorinclex, Monstrous Raider, that would be a pretty good thing. Ooh, I have thought about that a little bit. Earthshaker Dreadmaw, oh, I might try it. I did try Earthshaker Dreadmaw quite a bit. So where's the other lands? Okay. Even with 22, you're going to get flooded sometimes. But yeah, I might try Earthshaker, possibly. Oh well, I will again, guaranteed. It has lovely potential. Palani's Hatcher, Regisaur Alpha, multiple dinosaurs in one. So it means you draw extra cards from that. Also a good reason to play Earthshaker Dreadmaw. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can get a Tyrranax Rex or something here. Something good. Ooh. Tyrranax Rex should be coming up any time now. 14. We're not dead yet. Probably dead. Might as well attack if the trade fine by me. One less thing that's flying. If they want... Okay, good. Oh, yeah. Go Thoughtseize. Get rid of the Cavern of Souls in our hands. Do it. You know you wanna. Oh, that's not good. Hey, Pterosaurus. Yes, long time. Long time no see. Hopefully all is well with you. Let's get something. The first Tyrranax Rex. Next turn. We're winning tonight. Oh, crushing them. Devastating amounts of damage. Big time. But yeah, certainly trimming Thrashing Brontodon. Switching that for Tranquil Frillback. If it does go to game 3. Oh, no counterspell. I can play anything, literally anything I could possibly imagine. I have. Do I like readers? Yeah. Let's play it. Let's play it. Still can't counter it. They get to discard some stuff. Hopefully they don't have. A Murderous Cut is instant speed. 1 black destroy creature. They certainly have enough stuff in their graveyard. 1 black, they're going to be taking somebody out. They'll probably take out the first Regisaur, so it's gone. It doesn't give haste to the second one. A little bit less aggression. But hey, we'll see what happens. No instant speed removal. They only have 2 blockers. They could be dead.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Okay. Huh. Well, I think you're the good luck charm. Yeah. OMG. OMG is right. There you go. Hey, that's a good backup plan. It's like a combo deck, as some of you guys have said. I think that's a very good classification. Just playing one big thing, barfing a lot of creatures, but if that doesn't happen, you still do good stuff. The backup plan is like a normal plan, and the backup plan is pretty good. Pretty darn good. Oh, whew. Go wide with good bodies, decent bodies that are pretty hasty, one hasty thing gives the other thing haste, and but still, it's very crazy stuff. Not a single Tyrranax Rex in, well, past the top third of the deck. You would have usually assumed to see at least one copy of something that you have 4 of by this point, but of course that doesn't always happen. But hey, that is pretty fantastic stuff. Yeah. Sometimes I try to time it, combine everything. Oh, there's the plane. Yeah. It's hard to combine them all. Some just don't really work together, but hey, their chances crashed and burned when I faced off against these dinosaurs. My goodness. Oh, and we're already getting to 11 concurrent viewers. I am going to end it there for tonight, unfortunately, but I should be back tomorrow. I got a bunch of sleep. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to put my daughter to bed. I wish I could keep going. Well, I could keep going for long, but I think that's pretty good for now. I'd love to go 4 hours, 5 hours a day. That'd be lovely. One day eventually. That's always the plan. I'm just happy you guys were here to enjoy it as much as possible. Right now, later on, whenever it is, have a good rest of your time zone. Get some good rest. Whew. Beautiful. Try and schedule it a little bit earlier as well, just to give some of you guys a bit of a notice, a bit more of a notice, so you can plan, maybe stay up a little bit. If you think I'm not doing it, perhaps you pass out, or perhaps my voice makes you pass out, which is also good. Sleep is very good. All right. See you next time. Peace.